So here's the thing. If execution actually worked the way people say it does, now the enterprise GTM wouldn't keep breaking in the same places. But it does, and every time. Different companies, different markets, same failures. Now that's not bad execution. That is structure. Somehow, we ended up believing that this idea that if we just execute harder, we're in control. But on paper, though, that sounds fine. But in reality, though, it's not true. The activity isn't governance. Being busy is an authority, and hitting a forecast doesn't mean the deal survived. You can do everything right and still lose the only deal that mattered, and a lot of teams already have. So execution feels responsible. That's why people cling on to it. Well, you can measure it, you can report it, you can walk into a meeting with slides, with numbers, pipeline, dashboards, weekly updates, not because they explain what's really happening, but because they make the leadership feel calmer. So most execution metrics exist for reassurance, not for truth. Something that is being managed is not the same thing as it being governed. And here's the pattern that nobody likes to talk about. Enterprise GTM usually doesn't fall apart mid-execution. It falls apart after the quarter closes, and that's when champion leaves, budget moves quietly, or priorities shift without anyone announcing it. Momentum just fades. Execution didn't suddenly fail. It just never had authority there in the first place. And when things start to feel off, teams don't stop and rethink. They push harder. More calls, more follow-up, more reports, more urgency. Well, that is not strategy. That is anxiety. Now, execution always gets louder right when the governance is weakest. Now, this isn't about lazy reps or bad managers or people not trying hard enough. Execution first GTM fails because it's blind. It can't see power. It can't see permission. It can't see who can stall a deal without the consequence. So effort replaces authority, and everyone hopes motion will save it, but it won't. Execution GTM isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it is built to do. It hides the layer that leaders don't want to deal with, and that's why it sticks. That's why it's defended, and that's why it keeps failing the same way. And this quarter isn't about fixing the GTM. It's about realizing the execution was never the thing running it.